Larga Baffin wants to build a 350-bed facility in South Ottawa. The proposal calls for amending existing zoning rules to add 2 additional levels to the building. But a number of residents have voiced concerns about potential traffic impacts, changes to the look of the neighborhood, and other social concerns. Local councillor Diane Dean said these concerns are valid at last week's Planning Committee meeting.
While the merit of this facility is acknowledged, it is not related to the land use planning, zoning, and potential site plan issues that we have focused on. Whether it be an application for Larga Baffin or a high-rise development in Kitchissippi Ward, it's critical that we allow residents to voice their legitimate planning concerns and not pass judgment or assume they have ulterior motives.
Councillor Scott Moffat sits on the Planning Committee, and he says resident concerns are largely based on unsubstantiated fears of what the facility is for and who will be using it, rather than legitimate facts.
It's the use, it's the perception of what the use is. There's this belief that if you bring a certain population to your community, that it's going to change your community, that there's going to be higher crime rates, that there's going to be these things. And these are, I mean, just as someone who represents people, it's offensive to hear these things, that they think that just because this one use is going to be in your community, that you're going to have all these negative impacts.
Moffat says it tends to be only certain types of development proposals that face this type of resident pushback, such as applications for group homes or women's shelters.
And I think it's the fear of the unknown. It's a stigma that's attached to certain type of facility, a certain segment of the population. It's wildly unfair. It usually comes from a point of privilege. It usually comes from a point of entitlement, and they are scared of things that they don't know, and they oppose it on that belief. And instead of reaching out and understanding what it is, they just get more embedded into their fear of that, and they don't want that in their community.
Deans had put forward a motion to defer consideration of Larga Baffin's application until further study on potential impacts could be done, but it was defeated. And the Planning Committee voted unanimously to move the application forward. It will now go to City Council for a vote on July 6th. Fraser Needham, APTN National News, Ottawa.